Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sebah Tubman. I am a Christian life coach, and on this channel, I talk about Christian contents that helps us in our personal growth and our walk with Christ. And in today's video, I have one of my best friends in the whole world with me. And the reason behind this conversation is because we wanted to talk about the value of good friendship. And I have a life coaching program that is for non-romantic relationships like your mom and your daughter, mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, sister to sister. Those relationships that are very important to us, but sometimes are also neglected in terms of trying to maintain and build. And this is the reason why we're here today. I just wanted us to share a little bit of our history and the lesson that our friendship has been. So today I wanted to introduce my best friend, Jambah, to you all.
Hello, I'm Jambah Warner Roberts.
Yes. Jambah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today. I've never done an interview. So it's not an interview, it's just a conversation.
Definitely.
And I'm very grateful that you are here today. And I believe it was ordained by God.
Sure.
And so today I just wanted us to talk about our friendship, where we started from and where we are today, and just to share with others the importance of God-fearing friendship, a covenant friendship, even though in the beginning we didn't know that's the type of friendship we were being called into, but it turned out to be evident that this is something that God himself had orchestrated. So do you want to start on how we started in the beginning of our friendship?
Oh, that's okay. Sebah and I met in elementary school. That's in St. Michael's, Garnersville. For those who know,
We're originally from Liberia, so it
Liberia.
was when we were kids in Liberia.
Yeah, so I met Sebah in elementary school. And that relationship went on into, we met again at Rick's Institute.
Yeah.
That was way before the war.
And we were still in elementary school.
Sure.
We're still in
elementary school, but
yeah.
we went to boarding school at Rick's.
Yeah.
And from Rick's, the war happened and we all went our separate ways, came to Monrovia, went to different schools.
Yeah.
And another war, and then we went to Ghana.
Right. As teenagers now.
Yes, as teenagers, yes, you're right. And
continue being close.
Sure. In Ghana, she didn't go to the same school as I, but her brother went to my school. So we got even closer because her brother was very close to me. We still spend weekends. We still
on vacation. We still spend time together.
Sebah loves to shop. She always loved fashion. She always ain't on putting, telling me about the latest products because her skin, as you see, has always been flawless.
Your skin
and
too.
She's always been a queen. That's just not when she became who
they don't even know that part.
And that's what I'm going to say. It was not just when she became the queen of Liberia and went to Miss World. Went on to Miss World to be in the first 5. But Sebah has always been a friend.
Yeah.
Even before her journey with God and everything, she has just been a friend. And right after high school, I got pregnant.
Yeah.
So I was the first amongst my friends. So Sebah
stepped in.
They all became aunties. Yeah. And then she had to leave to come to the States.
Yeah.
To go to school, to go to university.
Right.
But she was always back home.
Yeah. For
vacations. And so we still saw, we still maintained a good relationship, a healthy, strong relationship, friendship. Yeah. And coming back, I came to America in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
But I seen Sebah in Ghana when I was there, just
on vacation.
Yes, when she's on vacation, we always met and came to America. And our relationship has just gone on.
Yeah.
Sebah is the godmother of my kids.
Yeah.
My kids don't have any other godmother, so she's taking on to both of them.
Yeah.
And
all of them.
Yep. All of them.
But yeah, so So now that we've given a little background on our friendship and where we started from, we have a few questions that we wanted to stick to so we can keep this video short and in depth. So the first question is, what do you value most? And the question is for both of us. So you'll answer and I'll also answer it. What do you value most about our friendship, and how do we keep that at the center of our relationship?
Well, I value your commitment as a friend. You're very genuine. You're such a loving person that, like, in as everything that's important to me is important to you. Just how intentional you are about us and all that concerns me, because I come with my family. So, and that has been a priority, not like interfering in everything that we do, but yet it's still being a part of my family, right, and just loving them as they love you too, in a way that I'm looking back with it, not look at it as that, but now we can say that it was just a God. He brought us together for a reason. And I just love just the person you are, the pure, genuine, and just selfless person that you are.
Yeah. So it's funny you say that, because a lot of relationships do change when people get married and their priorities change. And it's both ways. Some women get married and then no longer want their single friends. You've never made me feel, and it's vice versa, I've never felt out of place in your family. So if it involves the kids, it involves the kids. Sure. If it involves you and the whole family, it does. It doesn't change the dynamic of our relationship. We've just evolved naturally. Yeah. So it's funny you've said that. And some people, when they are single, they're like, nah, I don't want to have anything to do with people, kids, and they look for other relationships. But I don't think our friendship has changed based on you having a family or me not being married or having a family yet. Yeah. So what I would say we keep at the center of our relationship is the fact it's God. Sure. We weren't always, we were born, into Christian homes and families and whatnot, but I feel like ever since I took on this assignment or became born again and started to live my life for God in a very, very all in, not perfect, still have flaws, still have a lot of things God's still working on me. And I think he will always work on us, but just accepting me in my walk with God when certain people could not accept me for that. And because I think they couldn't see how we were going to continue to progress in friendships or relationships, because now I didn't do certain things or didn't talk about certain things. You've never made me feel, indifferent. And even though I'm born again, I have never really felt like I had to change for you. I just remain. Mm-hmm. So God is at the center of our relationship. That's for sure. Our conversations can transcend into praying without any warning. Yeah. And so, I think that the center of our relationship is for me, it's God.
Yeah. I'll say it's God, because, your walk with God has helped me walk even closer with him. You understand? You're always willing to share that good news. And I'm so happy that our relationship has gone from just frivolous talk, talking about everything that's happening out there, right, and it's more God focused,
so centered. Yes, family focused,
more family focused, more changes God focused, we need, and just about personal growth.
Yes, center. Seriously, majority of our conversation, and if it should involve others, it's based on our past, yes, and what we've learned from it. And so I'm so grateful that God is at the center of our relationship. And you probably don't know this. I may have said that to you. There are times I'm tired to pray and I'll call you. And then because I know God has this thing where even though I don't know what to pray, he'll make me pray once I start praying with someone. And then sometimes I'll say, Jambah, I was praying last night. I wanted to call you, but I didn't call. But so I really love the fact that we have a safe space, that God is at the center of our relationship.
Yeah.
So the next question that we have here is, how do we navigate conflicts or misunderstandings without letting them affect our bond?
I'll let you answer that
First?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that how do we navigate conflicts and misunderstanding? I think one of the strongest values that we have in our relationship is mutual respect for one another. I value you. I don't want to lose you. And so if that is at the forefront of my mind, I will be gentle with you. I will respect you. I will honor you, because I have visions of my future with you. I don't have visions of my future without you. And I wouldn't want to lose you as a friend and as a sister, because you're more than a friend. You're that friend my mom checks on through me, your kids through me, and vice versa. Your mom would do the same. So I think we have a lot of people we're accountable to. That helps us as well. Your husband the same way. But we navigate conflicts. We don't really have conflicts, I think, because respect and love, genuine love, is at the foundation. Mm-hmm. So God's been able to help us. Even when we're younger, as kids, we haven't really had any conflicts. No. Not perfect, but we don't disagree. I think it's when disrespect is in the middle, that's when disagreement becomes conflict and confusion and gets big and becomes drama. We've never had that. So even if we're not on the same page, I'll be like, Jambah, to be honest with you, and we laugh, but we get to that place of resolution. So, yeah.
And I'll say that even in times like where there has been maybe just if confusion, in the sense that there was just not as much clarity that we needed.
Right.
I know you.
Right.
You understand? Yeah. I know where your heart's at, and I know what you can do or what you're capable of. Mm-hmm. And I know how you know me, how you view me. Mm-hmm. So, there has never really been confusion or, but just, I would say, where there has been a lack of clarity, right, we were able to talk about it, right, which is said just based on our mutual respect. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. I know how much I value my relationship with you. Right. And I don't want, just because someone said, or just because of something that's not even, come and bring up like confusion between us. So I'll say that, just respect, as you said.
Right. So the next question is, what specific habits or traditions have helped us stay connected and strengthened our relationship, our friendship over time?
Well, other than our regular conversations, we talk a lot whenever we have the time. So we have our own busy lives and everything that's going on, but we find time to talk at least every weekend. When we get on the phone, that's for hours. Right. We talk about everything. We pray together. But most especially, and that's something that I've not had with a lot of friends, and I really value that. I'll say that if it's my birthday, which I just had one, I'm always looking forward to my gift for Sebah, because I know you give the best gifts.
You do too.
You give
not only just gift. And you see, you're two. You guys are two. I'm going to get from you and your husband. So,
but you give the best gift, and that was strange for me because I've not had like relationships, friendships that people just willingly give me, and it's no, not talking down on anyone.
No, but that's not what it is. It's about our specific traditions and habits that has made our relationship stronger, so that you're talking about our truth.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So,
yes. Yeah. So I like, that, we try as much to spend our birthdays together. Mm-hmm. We remember, we pray often. Yeah. You remember like the kids' birthday, there's Christmas, and then no Auntie Sebah. Mm-hmm. My kids are always like ready. Yeah. So just want to go to Maryland and see you. And there will be times, one thing I really value is our times together, that we will stay in the house all weekend. Yeah. And we're just praying and worshiping God. Mm-hmm. And we don't even have to put a picture out there that people know that we were hanging out.
Right.
But then those are the little things that I value so much.
Right.
Those are the little traditions that I know that if Sebah's coming to town,
right,
we're going to be praying.
Right.
We're going to be seeking God's face.
Right.
If Sebah can have a word or there's something that you're more than willing to say to me, to let me know, like, well, this is our season. We need to press into the... Right. People are not just genuine like that. As long as we've lived, we know that, yes, we've had our own experiences with friends, and I can say that those little things that brings us together.
Yeah. Making sure we see each other each year.
Sure, we're intentional.
Very intentional.
Yes.
Not missing. Okay, I was thinking about you, Jambah, and you called right away. Yes. And you will find books and say, I read this book and I thought about you and I'm going to send it to you in the mail. Jambah, I was watching. First of all,
and that's one thing I look forward to.
Yeah. First of all, the background is different because I'm visiting her. I'm spending Christmas with Jambah and her family, and this is her store. So I'll probably give you guys a tour of her store before this video is over. Sorry, I was looking at something on here. But I love that we have this thing where I want what's best for you. You want what's best for me.
Sure.
One thing I'll stress is that there's no competitiveness here at all. No. So whatever area we're insecure in, one is pushing that person. You can do this. You got this. But there is no trying to outshine.
Sure.
There's no competitiveness. I'll say something. You say something you've always said is that we know is that we became friends when we didn't even know where we were going. Sure. It was not about what you had or what I have or what we were going to become.
Sure.
We just,
I'll say we were kids and then teenagers, still broke. But we were still having fun. You understand?
What you had was mine. What I had.
Yes.
And we went out and who had the money is what we were
using. And when you come from that place of just not having to prove to anyone,
right?
When you come from that place of just not even thinking that someone's judging you, or just thinking like,
or no attachments.
That's it.
No
just
ulterior motives.
There was nothing. Nobody had nothing.
There were no ulterior motives. There still aren't.
And we grew from there.
Right.
So right now is where we are. It's just
solid.
We just want to see the best. Yeah. What makes you happy?
Right.
What makes your walk with God easier?
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
It's nothing about competition.
Yeah.
I'm in your safe space that I can say anything to.
Right. Me too. And I can come back and say, Jambah, I tell you that I said something and the Holy Spirit convicted me because I should know better. Yes. Right. And never feeling judged.
That's true.
Yeah. Because someone said, oh, she says she's a Christian and she said that, or she did that, or she thought that. And you may say certain things and I'm like, Jambah, you don't understand. there are days where I don't know what to pray. I don't read my Bible. We're all a work in progress. It's just that I have put my hands to the plow and I'm not looking back. Yeah. That's just it. And you're doing the exact same thing. You know? Yeah. You laugh? Yeah, so we try to see each other. We're intentional, very intentional with our making sure we see each other, support each other. Not afraid to say you look amazing, you look beautiful, and just support. It's not forced. It's not uncomfortable. And yeah, I can only be God. I'm very grateful for that.
It's just an example I'll give. It's like seeing you with this hand, because you always fly, always.
And aren't you? Good. Like, look at her. I see.
Yet and still, I can see with that pocketbook and say, well, I love that pocket. I'm telling Winston to please. You understand? And it's not like, oh, why is she sitting with this thing and she wants it? You know, it's...
No.
You even be like,
no.
Put in the beige and the blue or whatever, you know?
Right.
So those little things. We can laugh together. We can laugh. We still have fun.
We have a lot of fun.
Regardless of us not being... like where we were before, we still have so much fun.
When we were in the world and young, we were partying, we would dance, we knew other music, and even till now, there are years that we come for the birthday and
you have my playlist.
I have a playlist, and the playlist is when the music that I know.
when
will
you
bring
play.
memories. Yes. So
Yeah.
and so we've had a lot of fun, and it's so funny when it's God. As we grow, we still have fun. So I give an example. 2 nights ago, we were praying, and then we got on our knees. she couldn't handle it, and I'm in the middle of prayer, and I open my eyes, and I see her falling to the ground because she couldn't maintain her position on her knees. And so after we finished praying, I went back to laugh at her. I knelt down and I showed the position to her husband. So we're still having fun, and we just wanted to share that with you all because I know how female relationships can be very hard sometimes. And when you have 1 or 2 people in your life, it's going to be rare. A lot of people we picked up along the way because it didn't work out doesn't mean you're a bad person or that person is a bad person. It's just not meant to go for a lifetime, and that's why conflict will come and disunity will come. And let me see. The next question is, how do we support each other during tough times while respecting others' boundaries? I'm going to start. Jambah is a professional therapist, or
I'm working towards that. I'll be in a few. And I've always worked in a social work field. So.
Yeah, so she's a social worker on her way to being a therapist. She's in school. We'll get to that. So Jambah already has this professional awareness of boundaries. So you're very good at that. So I'm going to repeat the question. How do we support each other during tough times while respecting each other's boundaries? You are very supportive. I don't have to question you. You're always there. You care. You're compassionate. You're very humble. That's something I admire about you so much. And you have, like I said, you have the expertise when it comes to boundaries because you understand behavioral problems or human behavior. That's something you know very well. And so, it's your profession. I know it comes naturally because in the reverse, if you come and you say something, I always say, I have this thing where I'm like, I'm not politically correct with my friends because I know when you hurt, I will hurt. I know if you go down that road, we're going to be, because I'm the friend that's going to fast and pray with you. Yeah. I know that I'm the friend that's going to get on the plane. So why would I let you go down that road? Because I don't want to spend my time fasting and praying for something we could have avoided. Sure. Whereas you would probably listen and not say anything, allow me to, and I would hope that moving forward, you would check me when I need to be checked. Yeah. So how do we support each other during tough times while respecting each other's boundaries?
I mean, just being there, praying for each other, encouraging. But for me, I'll just give an example. I'll just give one scenario. I'll say, I remember, I think it was 2021, 2022. Those were some of my toughest times. You already know. And you were like, Jambah, I met this lady and I guess, counselor. She's a life coach. Yeah. And I want you to, just sign up with her.
We should together.
And then, but you went ahead.
We did it together. We did.
Okay. I thought I came after
you. We did. We did it together. Okay. So let's give some insight into this friendship. I found this amazing life coach. There's a video on this channel, how I became a life coach. It's a very interesting video as to how I became a life coach. And it's a part of that. And I found this lady great. I needed to get into her program. Who did I call? I called her. She was the only person I told at the time. I said, we have to do this. And we did it together. But you were on vacation in Europe and you thought you would have not made it because the time difference, and you needed to just confirm something. You had made your payment. And I was like, no, we're doing this. You've paid. Oh, Sebah, the money. No, Jambah, we're going to be a part of this. And it turned out to be one of the best experiences.
One of the best experiences because we were then still going through our own, like searching
But we had done so much praying, that's why we're able to recognize her.
Sure.
Yeah.
And with the counseling and everything that came with that, we are here today. And I want to say that birth, me going back to school to finally want to become a therapist, that I'm almost at the end of it.
Yeah.
But that birthed that. And like, I always saw like you being a life coach now you've always been a life coach. This is nothing strange, but I think we needed that to help us step out.
Yeah. Because we had done so much, God had done so much work, and it was like putting the pieces together.
Sure.
And so that was a very, very interesting time for us. So, yeah.
So I would say just one of those things that you knew where I was lacking and you helped to bring me in, so this is just one of the ways that
we grow together.
You've been supportive. You're just there, not withholding any information, but wanting me to see the best in me.
Yeah.
And that's
that was a very good experience.
Sure.
Yeah. So what have we learned from each other that has contributed to our personal growth and deepened our friendship?
I'll say that I've learned to take my friendship or my relationship with you more seriously, because I know that is God sent. You understand? I want to prioritize that, because it's one of, other than my husband and my kids, my friend, you're the next, my relationship with my siblings.
Yeah.
And then you're a sister to me. My sisters love you as much. My mom loves you. So I want to just say that just being there for each other. You understand? Yes, just being there, believing, supporting, and just wanting to see the best. So I guess just
the children and everything.
Yes,
process. Yeah. So what have we learned from each other that has contributed to personal growth and deepened our friendship? I love seeing you in your element as a wife. I really do, because I know the work you've done. And I know that and I'm sure a lot of people can attest to, we don't come from, our backgrounds no one teaches us how to be wives. We come into it and we face those challenges, but you having the close proximity that I have to your family has allowed me to see you I admire you as a wife. I love your submission to your husband, your respect. I love how your husband loves you and protects you and covers you. Like, I wanted to know the story of your beginning, because it has helped me to also trust God for my marriage. You're very domestic. And me being on YouTube, you and your husband were the voices that I was hearing before I pressed post the first video. That's how supportive you are. You are not a missing support system. Your support is not questioned. You are not a friend that I have to wonder, which is rare. I've never said that. I don't have to wonder about your friendship. And that deepens our relationship, because I can trust you, so I'm learning some of the wife attributes. You cook, you maintain a home, you prioritize your family. I love that. Even though we're close, I'm close to your husband, but if you're talking to him, if you're talking to me, he's calling. Even if you talk to him 1 second prior, you go. And I admire that a whole lot. I admire
and
that.
As much as you say that, you'd be surprised and knowing me, that's not who I've always been, right? But I learned some of those things from you, because in as much as you're not married, you have a lot of knowledge. You're praying about your marriage.
Right.
And you've helped me to know that he's the head.
Yeah.
And me submitting to him does not mean mistreating me or anything, but it means that we putting us next to God as him.
Right.
And I had to learn that from you.
But it's just the Christian values and principles.
Sure. I mean, I knew that, but yet it was something that was difficult in the beginning.
Right.
But I realized that when I learned to trust, and it became so much easier.
Right.
But most of that were things that we talked about.
I prayed about.
And another thanks to I told you about my little women group that I started out, which was not Liberian again.
Right.
You know, the one just about wives that helped me to understand, to know what I needed to know.
Right.
Because I had to learn too.
Right. And that takes me to the next question. What do you admire of each other? What do you admire about each other in your friendship? I admire how intentional you were about you being a wife. I admire that you were able to own that this is not something that automatically becomes, like, God had to make me understand that a wife is not, it's not the definition of a wife. It's what's on paper, but the attributes of a wife, it's something that he gives. And I saw you being intentional about your attributes as a wife, like that program you were in, even being with our life coach, Judy, was your marriage and you being morphed into that woman. And not only just you becoming that wife, but the woman that you also became. Look at the business you have and just owning it, because you're very humble, which is a beautiful attribute. But the devil has a way of using humility to make us timid and hide. Right. And so the more you pursued that wife, that mother, that person, you just started to evolve into this woman, blossom into the woman you've always been, that I know was there. So I admire that about you so much. I admire you for the fact, not only just because you're beautiful outward, you're very beautiful inside, you're genuine, you're such a good person. And I love your humility. Like, it's something that I admire from afar. And I was saying to you earlier, that I watched you do something for your husband last night, and I didn't say anything till today. But for me, I'm looking and I'm saying, oh wow, like, so I'm picking up things that you don't even realize are things that I also need, you know? So yeah, that's something I admire about you. And I admire how you are selfless with your support and your love. And yeah. And you're hardworking, and the fact that you went back to school to become a therapist. And even though, you know, you may complain in the beginning, but you did it every semester, you overcame, and you're still doing it. And I am very, very proud of you for you doing that, because it makes me stop and say, I can probably do this. And if I wanted to go back to school, I can also do that. And, yeah. So what do you admire about each other? That's the question.
Mm-hmm. You said most of it without going on. I just admire your strength. In as much as this is you just started this YouTube, there has been a lot that you've been through, and which led you to this person that you are today. So I admire your strength. I admire your perseverance, because it is not easy walking as you walk with God. You understand? And I know sometimes I ask you, like, how did you stay so consistent? You know, because I'm like, sometimes it's a struggle, but it was always because I'm not leaning on me. I'm not looking at me, but rather at him. And that's kept me going. And where he's brought me from, I can't see myself living no other way then. So just that. Mm-hmm. Just having that grounded person that even when there's confusion in my life, that I can call you and we'll talk about it. You help me grow in my own relationship with God, and just all the other relationships that surrounds me, my marriage, with my kids and everything. I love that you're very intentional about how you present yourself. That was something I love looking good,
yes, I have a store, but then we talked about that a lot because there was a time that I tried to want to be everybody because I felt like I don't want to go this place and I feel like I'm overshadowing or people think that I'm just, or because she owned that store, she gonna come here and I start to diminish me. Yeah. And you had to help me to understand that had nothing to do with
your light.
Sure.
You're light, and you own a business. You are a beautiful person. You are elegant. You are fashionable. You're beautiful. I cannot be your friend and see you shrink for the wrong people who will never even be satisfied, so that you hide from the people who you're actually called to walk in the light God has given you. Because the people that are meant for us will only identify us by the light that we allow God to shine. And going into environments where we minimize ourselves because we're trying to fit in also does not allow us to challenge the people we're called in that space to also to influence.
Sure.
Because you're probably that inspiration that someone in that room needs. And even when they don't recognize it at that time, soon they'll come one day if someone will say, I never used to like you or didn't understand why you did what you did, but I can tell you today I admire you or you've helped me.
So just how honest, you're an honest person. You're not for everybody, and I'll say that. And your heart is big enough that you love everybody,
yeah.
But and that's not with you. You're not being for everybody. It's not on you. It's how you carry yourself. People think that, well, you're just too much. I'll say, wish you're the most, like you're saying, I'm humble. That's you. You understand? There's nothing too big. You're just,
right.
But you have to know you to know that about you. And that's one thing I admire. It's just so much, even if I start to just, look back, or even in our present, there's just so much just good. You just bring out the good, and I'll say in me.
You do the same for me.
You bring out the good in me, and I don't know where I'll be now. And sometimes I even say it like to someone, I say, well, I thank God for Sebah. I say that I thank God for Sebah because there was something more to me that I didn't see that you saw.
Same here.
And you just helped polish that. It was not about you, but because you wanted the best in me. And that's the heart that you have. And that's one thing, just so many things. I wouldn't want to say, but just so many.
No, but I feel the same way about you. When I needed someone to support me and to see me, you have always been that voice. That's always been you. Or you can do this, or you got this. And trust and believe. Those voices are not many, but when you have a few, it's important to cherish them. What visions do you have of our future for the future concerning our friendship?
You already know, but I'll say I look forward to you meeting that man that I know has to be exceptional. Woo. Because that's who you are. That's who you are.
A friend like Jambah.
No, that's who you are. And I say to you every day, that person really, they gotta come good because
they got you to contend with?
No, not me. I mean, they have to come good because I know how well you treat you.
Right.
I know how well you treat you. I know how much you take care of you. I know how much you've worked to be where you are. So that person has to be really confident enough to be able to handle all of this. But I look forward to vacations. I look forward to children growing up. I look forward to our kids getting married. I look forward to our husbands being friends.
Me too.
So just there's so much.
Yeah.
I look forward to, those shopping trips and just
My own things, everything else that well, we don't even have to worry about so much, but just live in the fullness that God has for us, you know. I look forward to just good memories. Right. Because friendships like these, they just don't come by easy. And it's hard to find them now. Right. So if you have one or two that you cherish, most likely it's not even going to be more than that. You understand? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on fast to that. And I'm happy. I'm lucky. I'll say more than fortunate to have had you in my life all this time. Right. It's very rare. I know that it can only get better from here. Amen. So.
And it's not always that the relationship may start at an early age as we were fortunate to, but just praying and asking God, because some of us have these relationships where we're not very intentional. We are very passive. Oh, I'll call her, I'll get to it. And we become selfish. And you see people say, oh, when you have a family, you have children. But friendships add values to people's lives that sometimes family, God knows why the friendships are important. David in the Bible had brothers. However, God gave him Jonathan as his covenant friend. And that's just to give us an example of how important friendships are. What visions do we have for our future friendship? I just look forward to my husband and your husband bonding. I look forward to the children growing up and just becoming who God called them to be. I'm very excited for them. There are times where I will call you and say, Jambah, I was in church. I only pray for the kids. I didn't pray for you guys. I really look forward to them becoming who God called them to be. And I value the fact that we are more spiritually aware of things that we didn't know for ourselves or we didn't have guidance for that we know for them now. So I just am excited to see how their future and their destinies will unfold. I feel that they're more safe in terms of that having fulfillment because of who we have become and who we're becoming. And so I look forward to those family vacations and our families, my own family coming together with your family and us just blossoming, going on vacations together, growing old together, raising the grandchildren together. And one of the things I can't wait to see you also in your old age because I feel like I'll still be laughing. Probably we both will be.
You probably will, trust me.
I'll be right behind you. But that's what I'm looking forward to. Hi, Jambah.
Hey, Sebah.
Hi. I just wanted you to introduce your business to viewers. You never know who's in your area, or if you're in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, she'll give you information. And if you're not, if you have family friends that are in this area, please recommend her business to them. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jambah Warner Roberts, and my business name is PRIVEE Clothing.
We can move it over there.
My business name is PRIVEE Clothing, Rhema's Boutique, and it's located uptown Charlotte, North Carolina, and the old Epic Center, which is now the Queen City quarters, is Suite 120B, Epic Center. So come see us. We have lots of designer items. We bring our things from Italy and France.
Authorized retailer for Gucci,
for Versace, and Cavalli. So
Dolce & Gabbana. Jambah has the most beautiful things. But we'll close with the last question, and that is, what advice would we give to other women who are struggling in relationships, struggling to find relationships, or are in, beautiful friendships, but don't know how to maintain and sustain those friendships? So what advice would you?
I'll say first, as with any relationship, you can't do nothing outside God.
Yeah.
It has to be God focused, God centered.
Amen.
I think that's one thing that has kept us together, but really during this season has helped us grow closer.
Mm-hmm.
Being that even when there is confusion where we don't understand, the first thing you say to me is, Jambah, let's take it to God. You understand? If there's not an answer,
Right.
Even when I'm confused, and you probably don't know, like, I don't know the answer. I'm not married and stuff like that, but let's take it to God.
Right.
Or you might have had a word before that God will give you. So, find someone that can pray with you.
Yeah.
Someone that you can talk to.
Yeah.
Without judgment.
Right.
Find someone that loves you. Regardless of all that surrounds you.
Right.
Like, because we already know that friendships now are just based on what you got, how you look.
Right.
You understand? So I'll just say
pleasure.
Yeah. Pleasure. That's one thing too.
And because when the pleasure is over, they don't know how to be there for you in other ways.
Then what? Yeah. So I would just say, just hoping to, like we say, prioritize your friendship.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
Be there for people who are there for you, especially
Yeah.
the ones that are meaningful, that God sent into your life for a reason.
Right.
Those purposeful relationships.
Right.
Especially on friendship. Keep it,
Right.
Respect it.
Yes.
Let respect be the center.
Yeah.
Because where there's no respect, then everything else.
Yeah.
And as much because God's there, but respect too is needed.
Right.
So help that relationship grow.
Right.
Don't really something else.
Yeah. And same thing, just being intentional and not being passive, not being, I don't care. You cannot expect to have a friendship that will last a lifetime and not care. It requires care, even if it's unspoken rules or expectations. Relationships will definitely, any good relationship has expectations, and it has to be reciprocal. It cannot be one-sided. Though it's not about what I can give someone, it's how you're there for that person in terms of how they're also there for you. And being very discerning, because if you bring people close to your life and your family and they're not the right people, you can risk a lot of things from your home, your marriage, your children, and your reputation. So it's very important to also pray about that. And so I think this video has been compact and long enough, and we're going to, close there. If you have very successful relationships, girlfriend relationships that have lasted a long time, please let us know in the comment section. Share with us what you've done to maintain your relationship, how long you've been friends. We've been friends for, I would say, 40 years. That is something else. Yes, because we got together in elementary school. We were kids. And so I hope to hear from anyone else who has healthy relationships, successful relationships as we have. And I pray that those who are in search of this will also get that. And those who have lost very good friends and are feeling like they missed out on a very good friend, I pray that God can mend you all. And until the next video, thank you for watching. Unless you have something else you want to say. Thank you so much. Until the next video, thank you. Thank you, Jambah, for being here. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Thank
too.
you.